Cats up over Gonzaga 4-1 as we get set for the second quarter. Former Montana State All-Conference defensive men Tony Athanasakos. I'm Tom Schultz. Page scored twice in that first quarter. Zimney had one for Gonzaga. Carolyn Richmond also tallied for the Cats. And we get the second quarter underway. Officials are having a bit of a meeting there with the coaches. Chris Kelly for Montana State and Zach Birmingham for Gonzaga. Their program, they've been playing club lacrosse since 1992.
That's the year I was born.
That's the year so long ago for me, I can't remember.
Oh, and I hate to correct you, but I was an honorable mention All-American.
You know, I thought I noted that as well, but I couldn't recall that, and I didn't want to, I didn't want to have you to correct me and say, and he's former honorable mention All-American.
It doesn't roll off the tongue quite as well.
Not quite, does it?
All-Conference is good for me.
I didn't want you to have to say.
I was first team All-Conference, so that's better than honorable mention.
You were a stud.
Thanks.
And maybe still are. I don't know.
Hey, I get out there at the men's league in the summer. I take these kids to school.
I bet you do. For the 20 seconds or so that you're out there anymore.
Oh, they can't get me off the field.
Ah. Well, good for you. You keep it up. That's going to be LaRocca and Pugh again. And LaRocca, not exactly sure where his goal is. Oh, gives it away to Evers, and that's a good win for Gonzaga. They're still in this one. It's 4-1. Last time they beat Montana State was 16-9 in 2013, and the first time the Cats won 2014, and they've won ever since, including last year, 12-7. Tony Athanasakos a part of that one. Had 4 goals and 3 assists, if I recall.
Not quite that many.
Oh.
Just the one.
See, I didn't want you to have to correct me again. Cofield. And that's backed up. Ben Anderson, their leading scorer, has been a bit quiet here. And the All-Conference defender Blake Greener might have something to do with that. He's also honorable mention All-American.
Yeah, with the talent level he's at, he could definitely crack the second team, possibly even the first team.
There is one second-team All-American on this squad for Montana State. Lewis Richmond. Tackman. That's going to be Cofield. And again, Anderson will back that up or make that. Looks like Zimney. Ben Anderson. And Blake Greener. Look at that.
Great check, but he gets the flag, I believe, for that helmet-to-helmet. And it's great to see our players get more and more recognition on the leaderboards and all that, but we all know that all that really matters is how far the team can make it in the playoffs.
Right, yep. At this level now. Ranked 13 this week, 12 last week, then fell to Metro State, who remains at 16. And there's 2 flags now thrown down.
And how far did we climb up? I think it was, were we number 8 in the nation at some point?
At some point you were in the top 10.
That was great to see.
They. Once a cat, always a cat, I know, but see if we can pick up the call here.
Non-releasable. That
means there's one more.
Oh, they doubled him up.
Okay.
And since it's unreleasable, even if a goal is scored, he will remain in the penalty box.
For 1 minute and then another minute, I think, right?
Yeah, I'm not sure if they gave him the 2 minutes for that first penalty. I think the head-to-head contact can sometimes warrant that punishment.
Well, here's a chance for the Bulldogs to make it a little tight here. And inside, and just like that, that is going to be Cofield off the assist from Zimney, I believe.
That's exactly how Gonzaga wanted to take this possession with the unreleasable penalty. A goal early will still keep them up and the man up. And just a great step to the GLE, finishing high, right above the goalie's left shoulder. Right shoulder, excuse me.
Anderson with the assist. Clock is not working here. The scoreboard has 4-2. That's correct. So I'm guessing we're somewhere around the 13:30 mark of the second quarter.
Your guess is as good as mine.
We'll go with it. A 2-goal game here between Gonzaga and Montana State. Hunter battling, but that's going to be picked up by Evers. And with Greener on the sideline, a huge face-off win for Montana State, for Gonzaga. There was a chance to get that ball back, Tony, and kill that penalty.
And it's really tough to tell with just how few players Gonzaga has, who they run their offense through. So it's been seeming pretty balanced, but there's a miscue.
Cofield lost the handle on it. Katz with the recovery. That is, again, I was looking down.
Backed up by Montana State.
Harris Wester. Looks like he is,
holding his knee.
yeah.
Yeah, he's hurt. He's going down.
Yeah.
That's hard to see.
Not exactly sure as we look at the replay here. Oh, he got kicked. He got tripped. There should have been a penalty on that.
Yeah, I think that other Gonzaga
Go ahead,
player.
and I think we'll roll it again here.
Yeah, number 22
He's
might
getting
have
up.
gotten the worst of that too.
See, look at that. Yeah. That's an illegal play, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's incidental.
You think so?
Yeah.
All right.
There's no penalty directly attributed to shin-to-shin contact. If a stick had caused a trip, that would be a 30-second tripping penalty. But
I thought he kicked at his legs.
yeah, if that was an intentional play, shame on him. But things happen in the heat of the moment. Let's see one more look at it. I don't know. It's pretty close to call. I'd say that's incidental.
All right, we'll go with that. Meanwhile, they'll get Wester off the field. Greener's still on that side, killing that penalty.
Ball down behind the cage.
Ball down. Duncan Saldapetri.
Great rollback. Good lift check by the attackman there. Forces a turnover. Feeds the middle.
Looks like
Bodies
bowling his
everybody.
way in.
Almost got that shot on cage.
That is going to be Walensky, Matt Walensky from Camas, Washington, 6'3", 225 and a freshman.
That's a big body to stop.
That's bowling material, isn't it?
They always tell you to check the body, but if you're not as big as the other guy, it's sometimes very hard to do.
Grant Collins holds out top. And then they'll swing it around now behind the goal line to Anderson, who's scoreless in this one, their leading scorer. He's going to try to alleviate that right now. Shot turned away, or might have been blocked by the defensive man. He gets it back. And Cofield, the dodge to his left.
Great feed. Couldn't handle.
That was to Zimney. In the
Defense
crease.
Pushes it towards the goalie. Starts to clear.
But they'll play on. That was too high for Hunter. And right into the hands of San Giacomo. So Montana State, I think they're back to full strength now.
Indeed.
They had some, they killed that penalty all except for Cofield's goal. And in a 4-2 game, let's see that that one by Brandbrink up for grabs for Montana State. And Pugh can't bring it in.
And this is exactly the kind of game that Gonzaga wants to find themselves in. There are only 2 goals down. They've held the ball for the last couple of minutes. They're getting a lot of chances, even though They haven't put too many on the cage.
It feels like that they have regained the momentum here
Absolutely.
after going down 4-1 in this one. 3-0. Montana State jumped out. Page, Carroll, and Richmond in the first 4 minutes. Zimney and Cofield have scored for Gonzaga. Clock is not working, so it's hard to say. There's Brambrink with a nice save.
Great outlet pass.
Zimney on the attempt. But here come the Cats looking for numbers.
Passed away. Turnover.
Kind of hurt them last week in that loss to Metro State was not valuing the ball enough.
I'm going to apologize once again for not being here.
Well, it was Easter and you had to go visit some family.
But yeah, definitely you can't be forcing the ball as Montana State. You got to be able to, even though the game has been slowed down by Gonzaga, you should slow down when you're on offense as well to get your bearings back. And then just that other goal, a 2-goal versus a 3-goal lead is a huge difference in the game of lacrosse.
And it seems like it's been a while since the Cats have had a chance to run some offense here.
See what they can do with it now.
We'll see if they have lost their patience or not. Looks like they get it into the hands of Pugh, and then Richmond. Goal line extended. Brown, the freshman. Back to Richmond, the junior, and Pugh out top. They'll keep that ball moving. Jack goes back to his left. Bounce shot. High, but Brown's there to cover.
That's a decent shot. But in this type of situation, when you really want a goal, I would give it to your playmakers and see what they can do with it. Alex Brown being one of them.
Getting hammered over there.
There's
Finds Richmond. Oh, off the pipe.
There's the other playmaker.
Yeah, that was a nice catch and shot there.
Definitely.
Good find.
The defense. Catch,
Bam.
release, shot off the post.
Oh, and I'm looking away, and we miss one.
Well, we'll get the replay. And Richmond finds Jack Pugh. Sidearm, top corner. Side post, more like.
Pugh from Richmond. We have to look behind us to see our replays. So Jack has his first goal of the game. And I'm guessing now we're probably right at about the 8-minute mark, aren't we? 5-2.
I have no idea. I have a horrible sense of time.
Cats back with that 3-goal lead.
It looks like Harris has just got some ice on that knee. So they haven't got him on the stretcher yet.
Thank you. We'll see if we can get him back in the game. And that one's going to be turned over again as Byrne couldn't quite connect. So the defense will come on for the Cats. And they'll pressure. Right out of bounds. Nope, he saved it.
Great defense by the Bobcats.
Rusby with the long stick. But it will be the Cats who will get it back, and Brown comes down the near sideline. Yeah, they really did a good job disrupting that clear by the Bulldogs. Can't chase that one down as it's an errant pass. Tipped. Oh, it was tipped.
We're going to call it tipped.
So Lewis Richmond had 2 goals and an assist last week. Rizzolo, pardon me, David Rizzolo. Richmond to Rizzolo there. Shot goes a bit high. Cats have Fort Lewis next week in the semifinal, the Rocky Mountain Lacrosse Conference Championships. will face the winner of Metro State Colorado Mines. It's Friday at 10 o'clock. Richmond.
Fantastic.
Nice feed from Brown, a good catch. And Richmond makes it 6-2.
That's just a great feed from Alex Brown, and a fantastic quick finish there on the doorstep by Lewis Richmond. And yeah, that matchup with Fort Lewis, the seniors on the team will remember some of the more heated games between Fort Lewis and Montana State.
A not-so-friendly rivalry?
They're known as floppers.
The Fort Lewis Floppers, you want to say?
We had a game. It was my last playoff game, and we were in triple overtime, I believe. And one of the attackmen was harassing my goalie when the goalie had the ball on a stick, and I barely touched him, and he did a half of a backflip. And they called the penalty, and they scored on the next possession. So
Oh.
a little bit of a bad taste in my mouth.
One more, Richmond. Rizzolo to Richmond. And that was good transition lacrosse right there.
Fantastic. Great feed to the point man. Works it down. Everybody touches the ball. Quick sticks all around.
Fires up the crowd a little bit. See that quality lacrosse from Montana State. As I mentioned, tough competition, but they have lost 3 of the last 4. All of them have been to top 25 teams, a couple top 5 teams.
And it's great to see Great Falls making their way on the up and up. They beat the Cats. What was the score in that one?
9-8.
That's a tough game. And but yeah, that's the first win that the Great Falls team has ever had in the Copper Cup.
Pugh with the yard sale.
Great check.
Yeah. And Kelly Carroll on. Yeah, it was that win and the win over Western Washington and Great Falls. They beat Metro as well last week, so they are ranked 21 this week.
Great Falls beat Metro?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
14-12, I believe.
They have a transfer. I'm not sure what his name is, and I'm not sure what where he transferred from, but he's a D1 transfer, and he plays offense and defense. So definitely some appreciation for the ability to go both ways.
There's Greener. He doesn't give Anderson much room. He has just been all over him.
He showed some mercy, though. He could have taken his helmet off with the body check right there.
Oh.
And they give him another penalty.
They'll give him a slash penalty here.
I didn't see that one. And I don't know why they blew the whistle. He still had the ball on his stick.
Yeah. Maybe it was an inadvertent whistle, but now that it's a dead ball.
Those aren't penalties in my mind.
Well.
It's all up to the ref.
You're seeing Blake really this week sort of at a different level than what he was last week. I mean, that's subjective on my part, but he's been real active man-on-man against Anderson.
And as a defender, especially the top defender in your on your lineup, you expect to be in the penalty box. It's just a part of the game, but you definitely want to minimize it as much as possible because it really does present the other team with an opportunity.
7-2 ball game. 5 minutes left to go, second quarter. Man-up situation for Gonzaga. That's going to be backed up if it goes out of bounds. Doesn't. So the battle for it. I believe that's Buckingham, number 20. I can see the number and a nice clear. Some offense here for Montana State.
Oh.
Richmond still has a chance to scoop it in. Can't. Ground ball recovery by Alex Brown.
Sometimes the only shot available is a trick shot.
Yeah. That's going to kill the penalty for the Cats. Back to full strength here. they've reeled off 3 in a row to go up by 5.
It's a game of runs, and Montana State has been known to make 1 or 2.
Jack Pugh to Carroll. Cuts back.
Great defense by Gonzaga.
Kyle Evers from Sammamish, Washington. On the fire. And that's going to be a little high. Mitch Page.
There are some players in their team that have a license to shoot, and Mitch Page is definitely one of them. Here's
there. Yep. Give him another chance working against the short stick. Page will have 3 goals in this one already.
License to shoot pays off in this one. On the run, decent defense, but that's just too much speed for the goalkeeper to track.
Yeah, he's really got the gas going off the stick here tonight. Leo LaRocca for Gonzaga.
We got to be close to halftime now, right?
Yeah, I'm guessing. I put down 4:15 on that goal. It's Elliot Hunter. LaRocca's numbers on the year, 62 and 43. Give you Hunter's earlier, 110 to 100. If you can get that.
110 to 100, so 110 face-offs and 100 wins?
No, 110 face-offs wins, 100 losses.
That makes more sense. I was going to say that would be a
remarkable face-off guy.
I'm sure there's a couple of them out there.
Jack Pugh was first-team all-conference in that position last year. But Hunter has taken the majority of them this year for the Cats. It's Gonzaga ball. They had some momentum the early part of the second quarter, but the Cats have scored 4 in a row.
Yeah, that unreleasable penalty for Blake Greener was a huge opportunity, especially because they scored so early into that penalty. They really needed one more goal to bring it within 1 goal, but they couldn't do it. And Montana State has increased their lead.
Not sure how much time is left. We're probably getting on about 2 minutes here or so. Cats will just wheel it into the front. And Richmond will go one-on-one against San Giacomo. Give it up. Cats don't hold that ball long. They keep it moving, whether they're on the hop or in the air. Rizzolo looks for a man. Go out top with it. That's a nice save by Cameron. Carroll, though, will recover.
This is senior night for the Bobcats.
Last game here at home for Jed Deal and Kelly Carroll.
Usually some sort of halftime ceremony.
Jed, I know Jed. He's ridden in my car a couple of times, played with my son at Hellgate. And 175 ground balls in 57 games. He leads the team because there's a timeout on the floor. Let's talk about those two a little bit. You played with Jed. He's was a second-team all-conference long stick midi. Third in 2014, 15 it was a third-team all-conference honors. And what can you say about Jed Deal? He does an awful lot that people don't see on the field because he's on the sideline as a senior, making sure people are where they need to be on the bench.
Absolutely, he's a great field manager, field general. He commands the respect of all the other teammates. He plays the game the right way. He doesn't get unnecessary penalties. He's a very, very cerebral player. And from the first game that we were playing with him, we knew that this guy was going to be a huge part of our defense and our transition game as a long-sticking midfielder. He gets to the ball quickly. He makes great outlet passes. And yeah, he's a vacuum. He gets those loose balls, and it's definitely a huge asset to the team.
Kelly Carroll from Mercer Island, Washington. He's playing in his 56th game, 96 goals and 33 assists, and second-team All-Conference in the midfield position. And Kelly's having a good year too, with 23 goals and 5 assists.
Yeah, he's got a great shooting efficiency. The most of his shots are either going to go, just off of. Most of them go into the cage, and then the other ones get backed up by the offense. They're not getting saved, so they're close enough to the pipe where they're either going in or they're getting backed up. And my favorite move that I always tell him to go to is a question mark dodge, which is when you run up to the GLE, switch hands, and shoot over your shoulder at a low angle. He makes it look really good, and he scores more often than not.
Big part of this Bobcat program for several years. Meanwhile, Gonzaga trying to get something on the board here before the half. That's going to be Cofield. And backed up by Zimney. He's got a goal in this one.
Oh, man. Risking body and soul.
Yep, giving it up. He gets it back. Let's see what he does. Lost his footing. And Josh Schwa will come away with it.
Great ground ball. Way to run through everybody.
Well, Gonzaga wanted it bad there, but here come the Cats. Brown spins away from, finds a man, Richmond. And the Cats go up 9-2.
That whole play starts with Josh Schwa. He finds the point man. Great move by Alex Brown to get around the defender. He sees the whole field, finds Lewis Richmond, and Lewis Richmond just buries it on the one-timer.
Seen that a couple of times where they really move that ball well in transition, keep their distance, spread the field, and go that one more for an easy goal.
When you move the ball like that, it's nearly impossible for the goalie to keep up with it. And when you're getting that shot right on the doorstep, and it's in and out of your stick in less than a second, it's easy, makes it easy for the offense and hard for the goalie.
9 first-half goals to a Gonzaga team that's giving up just about 11. They get an important face-off win here, but time is ticking away. There's your half. And so far for Montana State, they probably didn't perform like they wanted to last week here at home against Metro State. Win on the road previously, lost by a couple of goals, 3 to Sierra Nevada, 2 to Concordia Irvine. Nevada, a 5th-ranked team, Irvine 2nd. They lost the game in the Copper Cup to Great Falls and come back and beat Montana State. But this is sort of what they needed here to come out and kind of perform at a higher level than they did last week.
This is definitely a confidence booster going into the conference finals, conference championships. And, definitely a 9-2 score at halftime is exactly what they're looking for.
And Gonzaga's a quality team, 6-3 overall, and in the PNCLL North Division, a 3-1 record. They've got quality wins, including one over Great Falls not long ago. So good for Montana State here in the first half as they are up at the break 9-2 over the Bulldogs of Gonzaga. Tony Athanasakos, I'm Tom Schultz, with a big thanks to Montana State University, Mountains and Mines since 1893 for sponsoring Bobcat Lacrosse. We'll take a timeout at the half and come on back in just a little bit with a scoring summary and some first half highlights. You're listening or you're viewing the